Howdy, cadre. I'm still in the middle of this, but I gotta say I'm enjoying it. The rain is soothing. There's something simply satisfying about filling in this blue space. The lapping of the oars against the lake is calming. Oh, there's something. I'm guessing oil platform. Oh wait, that's the end of the pier. Never mind. It's funny when you look at it from the end, you can't see the length of it. Oh, that's what she said. Hilarious. Yeah, I don't know why I started recording again. I guess I just wanted to kind of share the moment. This is relaxing. I guess I like the rain. Which has sure lasted a while. Yeah, and I like the idea of filling this map in entirely, and then I can copy it. I might make a couple copies and put... Oh, there the rain ended. Put one behind glass. Well, no, that doesn't even make much sense. Because I don't intend to change the map much. I don't know, maybe I haven't thought that far ahead. I don't see much need to build new buildings. If I was going to, I mean, first of all, I could do that in a different world. There are so many buildings around, I'd more likely just move into one, maybe modify it slightly. I like how the ship we found is just a line on this map. You sunk my battleship. Yeah, and I was thinking, yeah, I didn't bring my buckets. And they're also not filled with lava. Maybe one or two of them. But I was thinking it might be fun to build a portal on that ship. I don't know why that would be fun. Well, it's just further out even than the Keys. The main thing is it's a recognizable landmark, certainly. And that's part of my goal in building the portals is if I put them places that are recognizable. I guess the end of the pier might be even better because it's more accessible. Well, you've got the tension of it being thrown further out. But 1,028 blocks is really far. So it doesn't make sense to put both, certainly. They'd go to the same place in the nether. So I guess the shore makes more sense, or the pier. Pier probably makes the most sense for that. But I need to get in the habit of filling my buckets and bringing them with me to make these nether portals. I could be exploring the nether, but I don't even know what I need from there. And right now I've broken some armor. I need to get myself more prepared before I do stuff like that. It's cool that you can see the shallower water. It's odd that more of the canals or rivers aren't shallower. I mean, this one, maybe I'll come back to there. That one looks like a channel, a deep, like a shipping lane. So it would make sense for those to be deep, because big shipping boats would likely head in there, bringing usually raw materials, stuff like coal, rock, sand, maybe even salt, or gravel. Hello, moon. But I'm surprised up around the top of the map, you'd expect more shallow areas, at least I would. Although, I don't know, in a city, I'm not used to big cities. Or at least, we don't have many cities in Michigan that have a network of channels. I grew up in Holland, Michigan, and that's got Lake Makatawa that runs through it, or kind of splits the city in half. The south side is where downtown is, the old city, and the north side is where I grew up. And then the Black River trickles off, or trickles in from the east. Alright, we filled in the water. It didn't take too much time. Boats are pretty fast. So yeah, my mind jumps to Grand Rapids that has a forked river. The Grand River comes through it. There's so many rivers named Grand. Hey, squids! You guys look happy. Yeah, someone was pointing out that the squids are kind of sad. And there are some actual squids, Earl, that change colors. Be kind of cool if they updated the squids to be like somewhat color shifting, so that at times they'd look more translucent or even transparent. Might make them a little bit harder to hunt and right now all you can get is the black ink sacs from them, which are needed for black dyes, but it might be interesting if they also had a chance to drop like some sort of color changing fluid. And yeah, maybe there are special blocks or special armor you could make from it that would I don't know, do some color shifting stuff. Well, this is a new way to explore the city. I noticed this in Ann Arbor. We've got the Huron River that cuts through here. And it really is kind of mind warping. I pride myself, pride. I guess that's a fair word for what I'm trying to say. What is that? A dolphin? Just fish. Yeah, dimensional seer. I have a pretty good spatial awareness, and so when I live in a city, I kind of generate a map of it in my mind. And it's interesting that some people just navigate by landmarks. Their travels can be just a sequence of experiences in a way. And once you know those sequences, you just kind of repeat them. You know, knowing what landmarks to turn around, and of course the sequence can seem different going in different directions, because some landmarks will be more obscured. Yeah, this is a good way to quickly fill in the map. Or at least this whole center was going to be big void spaces if I had kept walking on the land, but that's what I was trying to get her to. I try to kind of form a map in my head, and it can be very useful because major roads, especially in Michigan, are often laid out to a grid. In fact, one of Detroit's now most famous roads, 8 Mile Road, thank you Eminem for popularizing that, lies on kind of a boundary between counties, I think. And so it's a significant divider between wealthy people who moved to the north to escape to the nicer and more secure suburbs, and people that live in denser housing to the south and closer to Detroit, but the north edge of Detroit, not the downtown. And it's kind of a, well, looks like there's a channel up here. Is that true? Yep. Oh, I don't think it goes very far. I thought this might quickly fill in a little bit of the city, but I think we'll have to turn around here. Unless I portage my boat. Oh. I can get through. Alright. Guess we'll explore this. This is a fun thing. Anyways, my point was going to be that the streets often line up with these grid lines, north, south, east, west. Oh. Wonder where this comes from. This is a nice sewer drainage. Did I hear lava? I do hear lava. Interesting. So, ooh, this is dark. The process of kind of making a mental map is quite simple and organized when you base it on these primary roads. Orthogonal is a good term. Orthogonal means kind of aligned with the grid work at perpendiculars and parallels to that grid. I guess I've come to the end of. I mean, I could. Yeah, I'll just turn the boat around. So, and this can be very useful, especially when they're named. Like, part of what's helpful is 8 Mile Road is 1 mile away from 9 Mile Road. And even if you're lost, if you pass, you know, say 6 Mile Road, and these, by the way, a lot of these mile roads extend way outside of Detroit. They head west. They're east-west roads, so you can head west. Should I go through that sewer? Nah, I'll go around. You can head west, especially north of the city. Like 10 Mile Road goes just for miles and miles to the west. So anyways, even if you're driving around lost, if you pass a, say, 10 Mile Road and then keep going and hit 11 Mile Road, now you know what direction you're facing. You've just gone north a mile. And you know approximately, I mean, if you have kind of a map of the city and know where some of them are, you have an idea of where you're located, so you don't even really need a map to figure out where you're going. If you have this map in your head with road names and stuff. Now the north-south roads aren't as nicely named. If you're in a place like Manhattan, you can do the same thing walking, because I think the streets go north and south, and the avenues go west-east. Maybe I have that backwards. Anyways, for people who live there, they, you know, you quickly learn how the grid's laid out. Maybe the avenues are north-south. Anyways, it's not true north-south either. It's aligned with the island, not the compass. But my point is, this is kind of the process I use when I live in a city to learn it, is you learn street names, and you learn the sequence of street names. Some are easier than others. You learn which ones are parallel, which ones are north-south, which ones are east-west. And then, even if you get lost, you can often re-find your way once you locate key streets. And part of what makes that a lot easier is the grid. But rivers don't care so much about the compass. They flow based on resistance and slope. That's a pretty shot. The moonrise. And they just seek the lowest point. I'm almost clearing this map out. I guess because I've traveled along the center. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back through the center of the keys. So I guess I'll just stay in the center of this channel. Although I'm probably going to come back, so maybe I'll travel one edge of the channel and then return on the other. Yeah, it's interesting though, because like taking a canoe down the Huron River is a completely foreign experience if you've only traveled roads, because you see the same landmarks that you're used to seeing from streets, but the experience of them is completely different. Your elevation relative to them is changed. Like you're no longer always at the footprint. You're sometimes a lot lower when you're in a canoe. You encounter streets that normally are straight lines with the grid, but on a canoe you may cross underneath them at a curve or an angle, which kind of changes your experience of them. Yeah, I don't care, spider. I'm in a boat! So, oh, somebody trying to sell me sandwiches. I guess I'm turning around here. This looks like a dam. Anyways, it's an interesting experience, especially if you have a pretty good road map in your head. Partly because, especially around rivers, the roads are more broken up because there's going to be fewer bridges than normal surface streets. In fact, in Ann Arbor, you might have to go a mile or so to get to the next bridge. So there's just specific points. Hey, zombie. Where the car traffic is carried across the river. And even if you're walking or driving, if you're sticking to the streets, there are areas that are just dead ends because there's no bridge across the river. So you travel down them less, you have less of a map. Where those occur. And yeah, so the experience of canoeing, especially, you know, I think the first time I canoed in Ann Arbor, I had already been in the city for university for years. I may have had like 7 or 8 years of experience traveling around Ann Arbor by foot, bicycle, and car, and bus, I guess, which is a lot like car. It is different. In a car, you're looking out the front, so it's more of a visual experience, but you're also focused on traffic and driving safely. So in a bus, you know, unless you have your nose buried in a phone, which back then for me would have sounded weird. It was more likely you had your nose buried in a book than a phone at that time. What do we have underwater here? A sunken boat? I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Yeah. Is there air in here? No, not so much. Little bits. Let's see. Excellent. Okay. That's pretty cool. I wonder if there's anything hidden in it. Like I was saying, though, I've been largely disappointed. I don't think they made this... What was... Oh, a fish jumping? I don't think they made this with the intention of it being played this way. Like, just, kind of travel, exploration, survival map. Anyway, yeah, so canoeing through Ann Arbor was interesting because... Oh, I was saying about buses, that you experience like one side, a view from one side, which is very different from cars. And you can focus on it more because you're not not worried about driving. Focusing on details of pedestrians and signage and other vehicles and all sorts of things. So anyways, yeah, this experience of traveling through something on the waterways is very different because you experience things, they seem more distant. At least in Ann Arbor, you've got a lot of trees and natural banks on either side, but you still see buildings, but you see different sides than you're used to. Oh good, the sun's rising. It's good timing. I'm going to get out of my boat pretty soon. If I had known I'd be coming back up here, I wouldn't have come up the first time, because this is my third trip along this channel, but oops. But I thought I'd maybe take one of these side channels to fill in more of the map. Hey, Archer. But yeah, so it's interesting to see these landmarks. What's here? Is this like... high pressure flow restrictor. Well, maybe... Can't I do this? Okay, yes I can. Oh, I didn't want to reset my spawn point. I was hoping to sleep, but it's already day. Okay. What am I doing here? Oh, jeez. I guess this doesn't really go anywhere? Sure it does. But it flows in from both sides to nowhere. Air? Air? Oh, shoot. That's the wrong tool. I'm gonna die, aren't I? That's very bad. Oh, my map. My map. That's very bad. Oh, I just reset my spawn point. Okay, so... this is still very bad. I'm so tempted to use creative mode now. Because this is bad. This is very bad. Okay, so... that doesn't give me air? Okay, I thought that would give me air. Okay, so... alright, a boiler manual. Okay, door. Is this okay, I'm already kind of confused, but I think door will save me. What I don't have is a good way back up. I don't want to lose my map. I think I can do this without creative mode. Okay, alright, 5. Oh. Okay. So where'd I come from? How'd I get... okay, I broke the glass. There's some of my stuff. Okay, the door gives me air. Oh boy. Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Thank you, door. Thank you so much. Whew. Saved my map. Okay. Maybe keep a door on you at all times. Where's the hole here? Yep. Okay. Whew. Whew. Exciting times. Yeah. So traveling through water is a different experience than what you might normally be used to. High pressure indeed. Insert catchphrase here.